Hi, families! Just a reminder, there's no school tomorrow, and there's no school on Monday, January 20th, so we'll see the kids on Tuesday, January 21st. The word next week is my, and I have the kiddos say M-Y, my, and then I also have the kiddos say M-E, me, because they'll get those two words confused. So our word next week is my. We are still working on narratives for writing, so we talk about what were they doing, who are they with, where they were, and sometimes we will add how they felt about the story that they are writing.
For math next week, we will be talking about shape combinations, so using shapes to create bigger shapes, other shapes. We will do measuring their body height with string, so we have a measuring lesson, and we also will be doing number scrolls, so working on writing numbers as well. For science, we will be doing a whole group lesson on balloon rockets and how to get balloon rockets to move. That incorporates our force of motion, and that will end our materials unit. And then we will be doing animals in trimester 3. So your students will be really excited to see what we have in our classroom in a few weeks.
That's exciting. All right. We are done with FAST assessments. So these were in backpacks or coming home in Monday folders, Tuesday folders of next week. So make sure that you find that it'll have your student score and that it'll have the benchmark that they were shooting for. So then you can look to see how well that they did. Also, what's coming home for next week is stuff to prepare for the 100th day of school. So, yes, this is exciting. So there's this sheet right here which talks about dressing up as a 100-year-old person on the 100th day of school, which we are celebrating on January 31st, which I think is technically 99, but it's Friday. So we're going to dress up as our old people on Friday, January 31st.
And it's optional. If you don't want to or uncomfortable by that, you don't have to.
Yeah. Or already old and don't need to dress up that much. Also in there is a sheet for bringing 100 items of something. So you can bring 100 Legos, 100 Cheerios. One little girl in my class was like, can I bring 100 pieces of cat food? And I said, yeah, you can bring 100 pieces of cat food. If they bring something like Legos, those will be able to go back home. So don't think that if they bring it to school, it's not something that can go back home. So if they do bring a toy, 100 of something, that will go back home. But there are some ideas on here, 100 crayons, 100 beads, but having them practice out counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 100 as they fill their bag and bring that back. Also, we are going to send home some information in the upcoming next week about friendship parties. So friendship parties will be on Friday
February 14th,
the actual Valentine's. And we will send information home about how you don't need to make a box. We'll have a bag here at school. And if you do choose to do a Valentine, do not fill out the to whoever section of that Valentine. You can do the from, but leave the to blank because that will save us some time as they pass them out.
We also are going to send library books home for the first time this year. The kids have been to library, but we've just been keeping the books in their book boxes. So we will be sending those library books home. A good way to remember to bring them back is to keep them in your child's backpack. If you take them out to read them, you can sit on the couch and you can read them or read them in bed, then they go right back in the backpack. Those do cost money if we don't return them, so it's really important that you make sure the backpack or the books get returned.
You can also check the newsletter that we send home. I put a little book, library books, on the day that the kids have library, just so you know when the kiddos have library. Yeah. So check the newsletter too.
And they have library today, so they're going to bring those books up today, and they'll be super excited about that. Yep. So that's it. We have a good 4-day weekend. Remember,
enjoy it.
No school tomorrow and no school on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So
stay warm.
Stay warm.
Bye.
Bye.